With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, Trackside, once again. Race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Western Grinding Road Racing Series fires things off for race number 6 in this 12-week season. Race number 3 of the 4-week GT3 mini season. Things looking pretty good for the man that went to victory lane last week at the Hungaroring, the 666. Kevin Santana, 2 straight wins in the GT3s. We'll see if Santana can make it a 3-peat here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from Trackside. And speaking of Trackside, qualifying already underway. 10-minute qualifying session to hear to see who will snatch the pole position. So I tell you what, why don't we get a little closer to the track, bring you some of the sights from around this beautiful 16-corner sprawling road course nestled right here just outside of Talladega. Well, between Talladega and Birmingham, a little bit more closer to the Birmingham side of things. In Leeds, Alabama, great racing weather, great track, and great facility. You can get your own machine out there if you happen to be in the area. So, you know, all the fans out there in the stands, all the fans watching over there with the YouTube side of things, Facebook and Twitch, we do appreciate all the friends and family coming out tonight, supporting their drivers, supporting their friends, and supporting their hobbies. We do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in tonight. Without you, there would be no us, so we do thank each and every one of you. Nobody turning in a time lapse just yet, so with just about 10 seconds or so, we'll hear this music slowly fade away in the background. 3 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session, nobody laying down a fast time just yet. We were here for happy hour looking over some of the timing and scoring, and it looks like the man that went to victory lane last week at the Hungaro Ring, Kevin Santana, not the fastest in happy hour, struggling a little bit outside of the top 5 on the speed charts. We'll see if he can turn things around here in qualifying, or more importantly, when we head to race trim. There you can see the 014 of David Tamara. He's going to make his way by the camera. Richard Vanderhaven going to turn in a time lapse. So as these drivers begin to turn in those qualifying times, what do you say we drop them over there to the left-hand side of your screen? And once again, it looks like our qualifying grid is a little bit out of sorts, but top of the speed charts, the 44 BMW GT3 machine of Johan Wilson. Wilson fast time here from Barber. 1:22.02. Quick time beating out Sharky Mark Axelson. The only driver in the Lamborghini here, the 69 of Mark Axelson, to get a sit in second. The Mercedes-Benz of Ethan Wilson. How about Wilson? Great run here. Third fastest in qualifying so far. It looks like we've got ourselves about 17 drivers in the field here tonight. So qualifying definitely going to be crucial. It's going to be hard to make some passes throughout the course of tonight's race. So we'll see which drivers utilize which corners. There are a handful of turns that you can set it up, make those dives to the inside if you get the run down the back stretches. And to the top of the speed charts, made of my own heart, Sheldon Stingray in that Scuderia Ferrari number 29. He'll take the top spot, but the 44 of Wilson says, not so fast. Quick time now belongs to the 44. Johan Wilson going to go 1:21.77. And Ethan Wilson says, I gotcha, buddy. He's going to go even faster, almost 2/10 faster. Wilson, lights out lap here in qualifying, just about 5 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session, and we've got a clear-cut pole sitter with only 3 drivers remaining to turn in a time lap. Ethan Wilson going to put his Mercedes GT3 49 front of the field, top of the scoring pylons. 1:21.52 is the fast time here for Wilson. Championship week coming up, and coming right at you next week, we are going to be heading into the final round of the GT3 season. That's right, we're going to finish things off up at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, so tune in next Thursday night, same time, same place, same drivers, going at it for another checkered flag and a mini season trophy. We'll see who can get it done. And Kevin Santana looking quick here. These GT3 machines. He was your GT4 mini-season winner, sitting top of the point standings overall this season, sitting top of the point standings here in the 4-week GT3 season as well. Kevin Santana looks to slot in third for tonight's starting grid. We'll see if that holds true, with only Paul Dillon and James Schultz yet to put in their time lapse here tonight. Schultz out on track. Tell you what, why don't we go? Do we got a camera out there? Can we pinpoint him? I believe we're getting a thumbs up on that one, so we're going to go ahead trackside. Let's take a look at this 420 as he makes his way around the track. The Mercedes GT3 machine of James Schultz looking to turn in a time lap, and really crucial point here for all of the race fans that may not know iRacing. If you run off track a little bit, they give you what you call a 1X, and that's going to disallow your time lap. So very crucial in your qualifying times. You may not lay down the fast time that you're looking for, pushing the envelope, but you got to put in a safe lap. You got to ensure you get at least some type of qualifying time out there, and that's why we're seeing that first time lap a little bit slower for all of the drivers through the field. James Schultz going to slot in 13th with his first qualifying lap. Nice and easy into the corner. Them things just look beautiful, don't they? My goodness. I'm telling you. Love the look of those Mercedes, but nothing beats a Ferrari. Majority of the field here tonight in those GT3 Scuderia Ferrari machines. Richard Vanderhaven, Raymond Causey. How about Icebags, Dean Miller, Bender, Spotswood, Bolt. Sheldon Stingray, your highest running Ferrari driver here in qualifying. He's slotted in the 4th position. James Schultz still on his 2nd qualifying time. We'll see if he's going to be able to break a little further up in the running order, sitting in 13th right now. And he'll cross the stripe, and his time lap not going to improve. Going to improve the time, but not the time enough to move up through the field. So a little bit of a rough go here in qualifying. A little off pace for that 420. Only one driver yet to go out for a qualifying time, and it looks like the 113 of Paul Dillon. It looks like Dillon will not make a qualifying effort with just about 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying. That's going to do it. Front of the field, top of the speed charts with the quick time here in qualifying in his 49. Mercedes GT3 machine, Ethan Wilson will win the pole position, and he'll bring these drivers to the green flag here in just a handful of moments. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, pay a few of the sponsors, get the bills paid, and out of the way. You know how that goes sometimes, race fans. Then we'll head trackside for your national anthem in your starting lineup right here from Barber Motorsports Park. You're watching the Alabama Grand Prix.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back live trackside here from Barber Motorsports Park, the Western Grinding Road Course Series fires things off here tonight for the Alabama Grand Prix. Coming at you in just a few short moments. 16 drivers in the field here tonight. We promise we can count. We promise we can. 16 drivers going to tackle this 16-turn, 2.2-mile racetrack nestled right here in Leeds, Alabama. Third race of the 4-week mini season. Before we kick things off, we do want to take a moment to send a huge thank you and shout out to each and every one of you joining us here tonight. Thursday night racing action. And how about this? We're going to visit Alabama for the Alabama Grand Prix right here in Leeds. Opposite end of the state, Tuscaloosa's very own Bryce Young going #1 overall draft pick in the NFL draft here tonight. So wonderful news for all of the Alabama Crimson Tide fans out there. And I tell you what, we're going to give it to you just the way we give it to you every Saturday afternoon. And that's Roll Tide, baby. That's right. Bryce Young, #1 overall draft pick. But let's see who's going to walk away from the Alabama Grand Prix with the top spot drivers beginning to make their way back to pit lane and back to the crew chiefs. Everybody opening up, allowed to go around the field, go around the track one time, get the oil temperatures up, ensure everything's working right in their machines, and we're going to get set here in just a few moments to fire things off for 26 laps of road course racing in these GT3 machines, ready to unleash the beast here from Barber Motorsports Park. Just a handful of seconds, drivers will begin to make their way to the starting grid, and we will fire things off. The engines will come to life, and we will get back to racing action once again here with the Western Grinding Thursday Night Road Course Series, brought to you by Worn Out Racers. If you're looking for a good group of drivers, a great league run-in series, they've got them all week long. Look for Worn Out Racers over there on the iRacing lead directories. You can find them right there. I promise you, get hooked up with some of the admins, and you may be able to find your way on track with some of the fastest, freshest drivers week in, week out here on Thursday night with the Western Grinding Road Course Series. And as we get set to fire off, tell you what, why don't we go ahead and kick up some official business here tonight. Rolling off of that starting grid with the top spot, snatching the pole position and qualifying behind the wheel of his 49 GT3 Mercedes machine, Ethan Wilson will lead him to the green flag. 44 of Johan Wilson going to start just to his outside. The Carolina native going to make the short trip to Barber and trying to take a checkered flag here tonight. Kevin Santana and that 666 going to start at third. Can he repeat last week's race winning performance? We'll find out shortly. Sheldon Stingray right there at his outside. Starting in fourth, back in row number 3, Mark Axelson and David Tamara. Row number 4 here tonight for the Alabama Grand Prix. The 83 of Jeff Spotswood and the 94 of BC Vol. Don to the 52 and Bender will round out your top 10. Dean Miller and Ice Bags making up row number 6, and in row number 7 here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park, James Schultz and Raymond Causey rounding out the 16 car field tonight. The 00 of Richard Vanderhave, the 113 of Paul Dillon. Well, that's going to be it for your starting lineup, and we're going to get set to roll. Front of the field ready to go here through the S's, and we'll come around the backside of the track and get ready to set these engines loose. 4 different manufacturers inside of your top 4. It's going to be an interesting run to turn number 1. Who's going to put it down there? Who's willing to risk it at the start of tonight's race? Everybody going to have to make at least one pit stop. We'll see what the strategy pans out to be. As that iRacing pace car brings the field around these final few corners, the music will begin to fade away into the background, and we will hear these engines roar here from Barber Motorsports Park. Here in word, our good buddy Travis Smith ready to pick up the pace just a little bit in that iRacing pace car and bring these drivers to the green flag. Field stacking up behind the pace car. We're set to let them loose. Around the final corners here. To the restart zone we roll, and on the gas, away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. Ethan Wilson going to lead the field down into turn number 1. Good corner for everybody through this field. 44 going to stay hot on the trail. Kevin Santana still sitting in third. Fourth place still belongs to the Scuderia Ferrari. 29 of Sheldon Stingray. Stingray right here. Check this guy out. Looking pretty. Looking for a position. Not going to make the move to the outside. Big dive to the inside. Big move there by David Tamara. Your only Porsche in the field, and he's going to work his way to the inside of Stingray. Side by side. Downhill and into the right-hander inside position. Oh, close. They touch, and around goes the 014 back across the track. Oh, boy, sliding, drifting, riding through it. Stingray going to come out the other side of this one a little bit better off than Tamara. I tell you what, let's go back here. We'll take a look at that in just a brief moment. Let's complete this lap. Front of the field, Ethan Wilson beginning to walk away. Battle now beginning to develop between Stingray and Bender. Bender in that Shell Pennzoil Scuderia Ferrari number 109. Running in the 7th position, up 3 spots from where he qualified, so gaining some positions on the start of tonight's race. Ice Bags right behind him, also picking up a spot or 2. We'll complete lap number 1, so we'll drop that time and scoring. There you have it. Over there to the left-hand side of your screen, race fans, find your favorite driver out there on the track. Find out where they're running, and I tell you what, we're going to make it a little bit easier for you. What do you say? We go ahead and throw that track map up as well. You can see the big gap there, over a 2-second gap back from 4th place to 5th. So as drivers continue to battle for positions here, there you can see trying to recover from an earlier off-track moment there. David Tamara, lap number 1, is going to have some issues. The 014 Porsche machine going to drop 3 positions from where he qualified. Now he's going to be a man on the mission. And I tell you what, we've got word that we've got it on on replay. So what do you say we go back and watch how it all happened, how it all went down moments ago? Lap number 1, David Tamara has an issue. Let's check the replay. There you see the contact between the 014 and the 29 of Sheldon Stingray back across the track and going to collect one more driver in this one. I believe that may have been Jeff Spotswood, and yes, it was indeed Spotswood, the lucky strike machine, going to make his way by. But fortunately enough, that 014 of Tamara's got some speed. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Head down, elbows up, and he's going to try to make his way back through the field. The 83 going to have a self-spin. Jeff Spotswood going to go around. And it looks like it was actually Raymond Causey. Yes, it was Causey going around involved in that off-track incident. Paul Dillon right behind him. The 113 looking for position in his GT3 BMW machine. Dillon looking to the inside, not going to be close enough. He's going to dive it in there, and he's going to make that pass. He's going to make it work. He's going to make it stick. 2 laps in our back pocket, and Ethan Wilson continues to show the way. Wilson gaining a spot in qualifying. And he's walking away with this thing right here. Then you can see a little bit of a gap, a half a second gap, and a half a second in the grand scheme of things here, race fans. Not very much when it comes to road course racing. One moment, oh, there you can see a little bit of a slide through the corner, a slide through that final carousel corner is what we'll call it. He's going to carry it on the outside of the track, run that curbing, and down the front stretch, going to cross the line. The lap number 3 now underway. Then Tamara has another problem. David Tamara off track. More issues here tonight for that 014 tough break here tonight. For Tamara, he's going to go around, have a big moment here. I'll tell you what, front of the field is beginning to catch up. But let's go check out what happened with this 014 this time around. There you can see him, a long, lazy, slow spin right there. The 014 just compounding his problems here tonight. Tough break. Driver's going to run up on him. They're going to make their way around. And Tamara is going to get turned around, head back up front with your race leader. Continue to show the way from the pole position here tonight. Behind the wheel of that 49 Mercedes-Benz Machines, Ethan Wilson showing the way. Your top 4 stepping away from this field. Ethan Wilson, Johan Wilson, Kevin Santana, and BC Vaughn right there in 4th position. They've got themselves about a 3-second gap back to the 52 of Todd. Todd running well here tonight, just a little bit off pace. A little bit off pace. 2 3/10 each and every lap is going to compound itself into quite a bit of something. It looks like the 52 is going to have a little bit of a moment. Paul Dillon also with an issue here. Handful of drivers with some off-track moments. And Barber, one of these race courses that it doesn't look too technical. It doesn't seem too technical, but when you're behind the wheel, these, I want to call them double corners. Can be pretty tricky if you get back on the gas a little too heavily through the center of that double corner. You're going to find yourself in trouble on late corner exits. So this track definitely technical, can definitely catch you off, and these off-camber downhill corners can also throw you for a little bit of a mishap. Looks like everybody at the front of the field able to navigate their way through the front side of the track without any issues, fair amount of ease. Front of the field, Ethan Wilson continues to show the way. We're going to go back and check out the only Lamborghini in the field right now. Mark Axelson, there you can see that 69. Blacked out, running well, looking for a spot inside of the top 5. Axelson losing 3 positions from where he qualified. Started from that 5th position and is now trying to work his way back up there. Trying to get by a slew of Ferraris, man. The Ferrari train begins in 4th place, and they are scattered all the way back to 13th. heavy field of Ferraris here tonight, but it looks like the pace is behind the GT3 Mercedes-Benz of Ethan Wilson in front of the field, leading every single lap so far here tonight. As it looks like some troubles plaguing the 420 Mercedes team of James Schultz. They are down there with the hood up, working on his machine. It looks like a lot of thumbs up going on down there on pit road. James Schultz going to make his way back off of pit road, and he will rejoin the race one lap down. And with road course racing rules in effect, just like IMSA, it is going to be, whoa, big moment there for Raymond Causey. He's going to lock up the tires, and he's going to give up a position. But as we were saying, very tough to get a lap back once you lose a lap here with road course racing. No full course cautions, only local yellows, blue flag rules also applying here with the Western Grinding Thursday Night Road Course Series. And it looks like everybody having a little bit of trouble with that uphill braking section. Uphill braking can be a little misleading, is the way we'll word this one. You think you can go a little deeper into the corner, right? You're going uphill, so naturally when you start to jump out of the gas, you're going to slow down a little bit faster. So what does your brain think? I can push this a little bit deeper. But it looks like drivers struggling with the rear of the cars, pushing into the corner maybe just a little bit too deep. So with 6 laps behind us, we're going to head back to the front of this field. Johan Wilson sitting right here in the second position inside of his GT3 Beamer, the BMW, the Mercedes out front with the Audi behind. Ferrari sitting in 4th, 5th, and 6th. BC, fastest man of the race. He's going to turn in the fastest lap of tonight's Alabama Grand Prix. BC going to run a 1:21.52, very close to matching those qualifying times laid down by both Wilsons at the front of the field. So don't count BC out. He's not really in the picture, but there you can see him just lurking in the background. Make no mistakes about it. I think he's going to be one of the drivers you're going to have to deal with. Kevin Santana, also one of those drivers that I think just kind of riding along right now, maybe biding some time, just getting some laps in this race. But only 6 laps away from the halfway point here tonight. So strategies, or those strategy windows, should begin to start opening up for these drivers to make that early pit stop. Look for the undercut. You know, out of these top 4, I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of differing strategies out of these top 4. They are right there. One mistake away from grabbing a position. But maybe we'll see Stingray sitting 7 seconds back from this battle for the top 4 positions. Maybe we see that 29. After the early trouble and early issues, maybe we see that 29 or 49. I apologize. No, it is the 29. See, we can't read sometimes either. It's not just math, it's reading, it's breathing, talking. Sometimes we just forget how to do it. Anyways, nonetheless, the 29 of Sheldon Stingray, early trouble, lap number 1, big spin, big trouble, worked his way back through the field, sitting in the top 5 now. Last driver in the top 5, getting a little bit of time on those top 4, but Stingray, he's beginning to work himself into undercut strategy here. I mean, that's just about all there is to it. Just a corner or two ago, we watched the pass take place on screen. There you can see Kevin Santana going to lose that 3rd position. BC going to move his way into a podium position. Being the Ferrari on the podium, representing Scuderia Ferrari, front of this field, the Jack Daniels 94 of BC, looking good here tonight. And to tell you what, just in case you missed it, let's go back and take a look at that pass for the final spot on the podium. Big move to the inside. And it looks like Santana not wanting to put up a fight. Really just kind of moved out of the way, stayed to the left-hand side of the track there. Down the stretch and into the corner. And around. Ball goes. He's going to take that third position now. And we'll head back live with the race at the front of the field. There you can see starting to step away. So Santana may be struggling with a little bit of grip issues late in this run. You know what? We're here with a battle, so why don't we give you some action from a battle? Let's jump on board inside of that 666, last week's race winner from the Hagaro Ring. Let's ride at Barber with Kevin Santana. And again, you can see the way these machines jump around here through that downhill chicane section. The S's, a lot of movement out of these cars. And that's a half a lap here from Barber Motorsports Park with your points leader, Kevin Santana, sitting in the fourth position, trying to not let those top three break away and get any sort of gap. We'll jump back out of the machine and back around the track. Let's get around. Let's get around and show a handful of drivers out there. How about the front of the field one more time? Digging. Going deep into the corner. He's going to pay the price on corner exit, and BC going to close in on Johan Wilson. Ethan Wilson was right there, and just that's all it takes, race fans. You've seen it. He was right there on his rear bumper. Little bit of a mistake on the gas a little too soon. Had to jump back out of it, and that allowed BC to close in just a blink of an eye. There it is. We've got drivers to pit lane. The 666 of Kevin Santana looks like he's going to be the first driver to head to pit road to try to attempt that undercut here tonight. Kevin Santana going to pit from fourth. That's going to move Sheldon Stingray into the fourth position. Bender, if he stays out on track, and indeed he will, he's going to make up a position as well. Move that 109 Ferrari into the fifth position. Mark Axelson also staying out on track. He's going to pick up a position. And how far will this backward slide end up being for Kevin Santana? Close battle for positions inside of the top 10. Raymond Causey sitting in the 9th position. Jeff Spotswood back there in 10th. Kevin Santana going to rejoin the track back in the 11th position. So there you can see that 666 slowly making his way into the picture. Looks like a 4-tire stop for that 666, and everybody going to stay out on the track. So that undercut starting to look like a good possibility. Then Spotswood going to move to the side. Faster tires coming up on him quick behind. And Spotswood going to move right out of the way. Kevin Santana going to take over the final position inside of the top 5 as the 94 of BC going to hit pit road. Raymond Causey going to follow suit. And the 09 going to come to pit road this time around. Meanwhile, front of the field battle still raging on. They've been about this close all all night long. Close racing at the front between Ethan Wilson and Johan Wilson. The 49 and 44 continue to race for the top spot. The Western Grinding Mercedes GT349 machine of Ethan Wilson showing the way, continue to lead each and every lap. Ethan gonna bring him around the final corner, and he's gonna stay out on track. He will not come to pit road this time around and coming right at you, right by. Start finish line, halfway point this time around up through turns 1 and 2 down into the hairpin. These drivers will roll. There you see the rest of the field beginning to make their way by. These drivers still yet to make their first pit stop of the evening. And here comes race leader Ethan Wilson, Johan Wilson hot on the trail. James Schultz, the 420, listed off of the lead lap, just off in front of your race leaders. They'll head down the short chute and into the downhill corkscrew to the backside with the S's here at Barber Motorsports Park. This 2.216 turn road course in Leeds, Alabama, putting on an absolutely beautiful show here tonight. Racing action at the front of the field, racing action through the middle. There are drivers all over this sprawling track. Halfway through tonight's race, Ethan Wilson will lead the most laps. Blue flag on display for James Schultz. He's going to pull to the side and let race leaders by. You know, this really looks like it's going to be a battle between these two drivers right here. We're trying to keep our eye out there on BC, who came to pit road a little bit early. The 94 Ferrari gave up a handful of positions. He's been to pit road, back out on track, has been able to put a little bit of distance between himself and Kevin Santana, so the undercut working to get him by Santana as these drivers at the front of the field continue the long green flag run here, stretching the fuel on the front end of things. Will the undercut be enough? Will it be big enough to overcome the much fresher tires that these drivers still out there on track are gonna have? Your top 6 still yet to hit pit road. We are 1 lap past the halfway point, right in the middle of green flag pit cycle, so we'll give you a little bit of house cleaning. Your mid-race report here in the Alabama Grand Prix. 16 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 15 out there on track, but only 13 left on the lead lap as your top 2 get ahead to pit road. This time around, Wilson to pit lane, Johan to pit lane as well. Stingray going to bring his Ferrari down pit road. That's going to leave Bender in charge of the field if he stays out. And indeed, the 109 will stay out. Mark Axelson going to head to pit road behind him. A new race leader for the first time here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix, knocking on the door of just about 10 laps remaining. Bender going to be the first driver at the front of the field tonight, besides that Mercedes-Benz GT3 of Ethan Wilson, who is back off of pit road. And here it comes, race fans. This is what we were talking about. BC Vaughn closing in. He's already made the jump past Santana, made the jump past Johan Wilson. Will he be able to bypass Ethan? That's going to be the question. Not going to do it, but he's all over him. All over him, and there it is. Those warm tires will prevail, and BC makes the pass on Wilson. Only Bender in that 109 yet to hit pit road. So that, or this is the battle for the eventual race lead. And Mark, pay no attention to me coming to pit road. I'm not going to say anything, Mark. I'm not saying a word. But we're gonna let it slide, buddy. I'm not gonna do you like that. So with 109 to pit road this time around, out of the final two corners here, race lead belongs to BC Vault. He'll be our third different race leader here tonight. He's going to cross the stripe and officially lead this lap. The Alabama Grand Prix, our third different race leader. Ethan Wilson now is trying to chase down that top spot again. He's got 3 lap pressure tires. And I know what some of you might be saying out there in TV land. 3 lap pressure tires, it can't be that big of a difference. Oh, it's road course racing. That's over 6 miles of racing on those tires. Difference. 3 laps makes a world of difference. So as we cross the line last time around to give us just 10 laps to go, if you haven't already, remember to join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there at the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're sliding in to say hey, if you're a first-time viewer, or if you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, maybe one of our many sponsors, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. So once again, give yourselves a thumbs up, a high five, and thank you for joining us here tonight for the Western Grinding Thursday Night Road Course Series. Nine laps to go. BC with the undercut, looking like it may be the race-winning move. Half a second advantage for BC over the man that dominated the opening 15 laps of tonight's race. Wilson finds himself trying to track down BC for that race lead. Quick time here in race trim. The 49 gonna go fastest on the track, a 1:29.49 now. Your quick time in race trim, so the speed is there. He's just going to find a way to get by. Meanwhile, about 4 seconds back, battle for third and fourth. Let's go check out this battle for a moment. Let's give you some more action out there. Johan Wilson right here in that Autism Speaks 44. BMW GT3 machine. Wilson looking for position on Kevin Santana, holding down the final podium spot as they'll cross the line this time around to give us just 8 laps to go. Take a look at this man out here in his Monster Energy, number 52 Mercedes GT3 machine. Todd out there running well, knocking on the door of a top 5 position. We'll see if Todd's going to be able to get up there and break up that Ferrari duo. Sheldon Stingray rounding out your top 5 with Dean Miller sitting back in 5th. David Tamara is going to bring his machine to pit road trouble once again tonight here for Tamara. A little bit of a rough go for the Porsche crew here tonight, the one and only Porsche crew in the field. It's going to be a little bit rough out there. Not a lot of options as far as bouncing ideas off other teams. So Tamara the lone wolf in the Porsches. Mark Axelson, a little bit of a rough go coming to pit road. We'll take a look at that 69 machine as he moves into the 11th position. He's going to grab a spot as Tamara is on pit road, and Axelson looking for a way to get a few more positions. We'll see if he can at least make his way to a top 10 position. Going to have to make up quite a bit of ground though. A little bit off pace, about 20 seconds or so. It's going to be a tall task. Meanwhile, front of the field, battle raging on for the third and final podium position here tonight. Battle between Santana and Johan Wilson. Move to the inside. 44 looking to complete the pass, make the second left-hand corner. He's going to carry this thing on out. And there it is. Wilson back to a podium spot. He's going to have quite a bit of ways to go if he's going to look to battle for the race lead here. Out front, BC opening up the gap to just about a 1 second advantage. That's one of your biggest race leads all night long. Richard Vanderhave with a moment. Vanderhave going to go off track. Handful of drivers with some issues here tonight. Richard Vanderhave going to join those drivers with some off-track excursions. How about your top four, though? BC, Ethan, and Johan Wilson and Kevin Santana. All four of the drivers at the front of the field. No off-track moments. No racing incidents to speak of. And look at the gap. Over a 2.5 second gap, almost a 3 second gap back from that 66 to the 29 of Sheldon Stingray. So although Stingray was able to close in a little bit, he hasn't been able to completely close in that gap. And you want to know what fresh tires do for you, race fans? Let's take a look right here. That 666 of Kevin Santana to pit road before anybody else. Back on lap number 11. He gained quite a bit of track position, but has given up a lot of track position over the past 2 laps. Kevin Santana now sitting 3 seconds back from Johan Wilson, and Sheldon Stingray starting to close in. Make no bones about it. This risers. Number 29, Scuderia Ferrari of Stingray looking to close in and possibly take over that 4th position. From the field, still showing the way. We're going to get back to the action at the front with only 5 laps to go. BC showing the way. Biggest mover of the race here tonight. Behind the wheel of that number 94, making myself proud to call myself a Ferrari fan. And well, let's be honest, I'm an obsessed Ferrari fan. I have shoes. Yes, you heard that right. I have Ferrari shoes. Ferrari logos on them and all come directly from the Team Ferrari store. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Love them. Anyways, we won't get off track too much. But making the Tavosi happy. Behind the wheel of his Ferrari, BC Bolt showing the way. Ethan Wilson sitting in second after leading the majority of tonight's race. But it's not about how many laps you lead. It's do you lead the last one. I don't care if you lead 25 out of the 26 laps. If I lead lap 26, I got my job done. Coming back across the stripe, we're going to have less than 10 miles of racing action remaining here with just 4 laps. In the Alabama Grand Prix to decide who's going to walk away with the checkered flag. What a run, what a night. More battles going on. Back through the field, we're going to go back here once again. 29 of Stingray hot on the trail of Santana. Santana unable to shake him here. And Kevin giving up quite a bit of time to those top 3. It is not working out. Those older tires are really giving him a little bit of a rough go here now. It looked like Stingray had an opportunity to possibly force the issue right there, but he's going to think twice about it. He knows he's got the pace over Santana. It's just a matter of picking the right passing point on the track. Race leaders BC and Ethan Wilson, they're going to come around the final few corners here. They're going to head around the final left-hand corner, back down the front stretch. We'll cross the line with just 3 laps remaining here at the Alabama Grand Prix. You're watching the Western Grinding Thursday Night Series. We do want to give another shout out to each and every one of you out there joining us here tonight. All the friends, all the families, everybody that come to support their favorite driver or drivers in the field. A lot of great, accomplished, well-versed road course racers right here each and every Thursday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Western Grinding Thursday Night Series. So as this battle continues on track, looking to the inside, really cover them off. We're going to get to that right-hander to the inside, and it looks like Santana going to still have the position down through the corkscrew. And heading to the S's now, Santana has got a lot of heat coming from behind. Still unable to make that pass. Sheldon Stingray still going to try to work over that 666, but we're going to go back to the front around the final corners here. Popsicle sticks on display this time around for your race leaders. Boss Man in the flag stand shows 2 to go. 2 laps remaining here in the Alabama Grand Prix, less than 5 miles of action remaining here tonight. We're going to wrap this thing up and head north of the border to crown the GT3 champion next week at Canadian Motorsports Park. Don't forget to join us up there. All of our great Canadian fans going to welcome us with open arms as they always do. The Canadian Motorsports Park going to give these drivers a little bit of a fit, I believe, a little bit more technical up there across the border. We'll see how the drivers are able to fare next week. But first, we've got ourselves about 3.5 miles of racing remaining here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. BC Vault using that undercut came to pit road 3 laps prior. Then Ethan Wilson was able to make the undercut work out and pushing the envelope. Ethan Wilson may have ran himself out of tires. Great run here tonight, no matter how this thing shapes up for your pole sitter. The man that led the most laps here tonight, Ethan Wilson, sitting in second, hot on the trail, but white flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park in Leeds, Alabama. You're watching the Alabama Grand Prix. And what a heartbreak, really. I mean, I hate to say heartbreak, but I don't want to say disappointing night. Gotta be questioning a little bit of the strategy call, maybe. Ethan Wilson absolutely dominating the race. Had this field covered. Only man that could touch him in the first portion of tonight's race was that 44 BMW machine of Ethan Wilson, who he's now clear by over 6 seconds on. What were to happen if he were to came to pit road 1 lap sooner? Would there even be a battle? Well, you know, if you could go back and redo it, would you redo it? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call. Almost worked out properly there for Ethan Wilson, but unfortunately not able to get back around and coming off of the final corner here. Checkered flag flies in the Alabama Grand Prix. The 94 Scuderia Ferrari will take his machine to victory lane. Ethan Wilson going to come home in second. Johan Wilson back in third. Sheldon Stingray and Kevin Santana will round out your top 5 for the Alabama Grand Prix with the Western Grinding Road Course Series. What a night, what a race. A long cool down lap here for your podium driver. So we're going to get things going, set up, and ready for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break with your post-race interviews. And back trackside high above Barber Motorsports Park as we get ready for your post-race interviews. And let's see who we can have a few words with. Looks like first on the list here tonight, the man that ran in second for the majority of tonight's race. He's going to walk away with a solid podium finish. Let's see if we can't catch up with the man behind the wheel of that 44 BMW GT3 machine. Johan, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got a copy. How's it going tonight?
Man, it's going. Couldn't be much better, man. I got to watch some great road course racing at a great facility. I've had the opportunity to ride around on my motorcycle here at this track, so very familiar with it, and it looks like you're familiar with it too. Great run here tonight. Second the majority of the race. You're going to walk away third. Do you think you could have done anything different, maybe on pit strategy to try to get up there and battle with those top two?
If I'd short pitted one lap and put a little bit less fuel in, maybe. I don't know. Those other guys are just so quick on their pit stops. I'm not as fast on mine. And really, if I had a chance, it had to be right at the beginning of the race, because that Mercedes was just so quick in a straight line. I'd catch up every time we go into the twisties. I'd be right up on his bumper, and then he's just so much quicker in a straight line, and I just couldn't get by him. So if I could have done it right at the start, maybe could have been a little bit different. But I'm happy with a third. That's about where we were. So had some really good guys behind us that messed up in qualifying. So.
Well, a good run, a good point stay here, as this is going to be race number 3 in the 4-week mini season. Things going to be a little different next week when we go above the border to Canadian Motorsports Tire Park. So how you feeling about next week's race?
I don't know. It's weird for me. Canadian Motorsports Park is another one of those tracks that I'm not a big fan of it, but for some reason the tracks I don't like so much are the ones that do fairly well on. So we'll see how it goes next week.
All right, my man. Well, again, a pleasure always catching up with you at the end of these things. Great podium finish here tonight. So before we let you go, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me, and I'd like to put a shout-out to Autism Awareness. Kevin Moeller is a big proponent of this. This is our paint scheme that we used in Daytona and Bathurst, and we're going to do it again, raising autism awareness for Nuremberg. So catch us there.
Absolutely, my man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up again next Thursday night. Until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away in third in his Autism Awareness BMW GT3 machine. Johan Wilson will finish out your podium drivers here tonight. And that's going to move us right along the field behind the wheel of his Western Grinding number 49 Mercedes-Benz GT3 machine. The man that took the top spot in qualifying, he'll walk away with second here tonight. Ethan, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yeah, Dave, we got a copy in the booth. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, man?
Well, I gotta say it's a little bittersweet. You know, I felt real good in the Western Grinding Mercedes AMG tuned by Renworks, and I really felt that I had the pace today. And BC, he just snuck up and made some pace there out of the pits, and I just couldn't keep him behind, and just never had a hole to go ahead and go for it. And it's a little bittersweet, but I am real pleased with a solid performance second here on the podium.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say anything about it, but I mean, you led the majority of the race. You walked away with the pole position. It had to be tough there at the end to see that race win kind of slip away. Do you think you may have been able to do anything strategy-wise to maybe negate what happened here tonight?
I was kind of thinking about maybe I could have pitted a couple laps earlier. Maybe that would have negated BC's pace advantage in open field. But the reality of it was he made a mistake in his qualifying. He had pace right there with me tonight, and got to give BC some credit for really laying it on the line, racing me clean, and putting it on the top of the box. Bittersweet, but real proud of my best performance tonight and taking a second place finish.
Well, man, you did your primary sponsor right here tonight. You did the title series sponsor right here tonight behind the wheel of that Western Grinding 49 machine. So before we let you go here tonight, Ethan, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, really would. I invited a bunch of my friends and sponsors to come and watch this race. I got a first shout out to Western Grinding Service. They make all this possible. I want to thank my buddies at Online Racing, Jim and John and Jimmy there. I want to shout out to a new sponsor. Uh, Tilly's has come on board and done some clothing for the pit crew. I got to thank Patrick at Turn Two Racing for the Sims setups. I want to thank Luxury Collection Walnut Creek. They're always supporting me out there. I got to throw a shout out to Domaine Chardonnay. When you want to go and stay in bed and breakfast, a real good group. And just all my friends that tuned in to watch it. Just really pleased to put on a good show for him tonight. So thank you very much.
Well, you absolutely put on a great show behind the wheel of that GT3 machine, Ethan. Congratulations on the podium finish. Congratulations on your pole position. And we'll see what you can get done next week at the Canadian Motorsports Park. Until then, my man, stay safe. And as always, keep it fast.
Will do. Hey, want to thank the Turn 3 Broadcast Network for putting this out there so friends and family can watch. Really appreciate what you do there, Dave.
Well, we appreciate you guys giving us great action to broadcast week in and week out, man. Hands down, absolutely some of the best road course racing I've seen in a very long time, week in and week out. So I back the product, and you guys make my job easier. So, hey, I got to give y'all the shout out.
Right on. Glad we could put on a show. It was good times.
All right, there you have it. Final few words behind the wheel of that Western Grinding number 49. Mercedes-Benz GT3 machine. Ethan Wilson will finish tonight's race back in second, and that's going to move us right along to the man that is in victory lane waiting for us already. We'll see if we can't have a few words talk to your race winner here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. He's going to take the checkered flag. BC, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I can't complain. If I did, nobody would listen, and it really wouldn't matter. So, it is what it is. We do what we do, huh?
Correct.
Well, man, a heck of a race for you. You came to pit road with a little bit of strategy behind you there. It looks like 3 laps prior to the other driver. So, tires not too much of a difference as what we were hearing. But so what gave you the pace? Was it just that pure undercut?
I just kind of clicked into gear. Qualifying it was terrible. I was making mistakes, so I was second behind everybody and qualified 8th. Once the race started, I was just using the draft to kind of work my way up. Obviously, there was a wreck in front of me and took some people out, but I was just kind of drafting and kind of moving up slowly. I got let by in the 3rd place, and then just kind of following Johan, and I just decided to pit because I figured if they're going to be racing each other, maybe if I go in and pit, come back out, and I'm running by myself, I can just focus on my lap time and to pan out. Whether going in early made the difference or not, I don't know, but how it worked out. I came around turn 1 and saw Ethan was just exiting the pits. He could have slammed the door and possibly taken us both out, but he stayed wide and allowed me to get underneath him and pressed me right until the very end. And I started making mistakes with 2 laps to go. thought he might get by. Had to make one block. And props to Ethan. That was badass racing right there.
Yeah, great finish there between you two at the end. The way things playing out, I don't think the race fans could have got much better of a battle at the end of a race. So just absolutely stellar performance from yourself and your 94 crew. Fastest pit stop throughout the field as well, or at least from the top 5, fastest pit stop, an 11.15 stop. That's going to be the quickest out of the podium drivers. So not only getting the job done behind the wheel, your crew got the job done on pit road, got you to victory lane. We'll see if we can't get you back there next week at the Canadian Motorsports Tire Park. Well, I promise. I know what the track is called. I promise.
Just say Mosport.
It's just a mouthful is all I'm going to say. But anyways, you think you got what it takes to get back to victory lane next week?
You never know, man. Tons of fast guys. I mean, Butch and Sheldon and Finn and I mean, Johan, and there's a ton of fast guys now. So it's a dice roll on who wins these races. It's just who makes the least amount of mistakes in that particular evening. And got to give it up for Spotswood too, man. That guy's getting super quick, and Sharky. Anybody out, but those guys have improved tremendously, and it's up in the mix. And congrats to Sharky for the fastest lap time of the race.
Yeah, Axelson did turn in that fastest time of the race, a 1:21.32. 2/10 faster than you, but fortunately enough for you, he wasn't close enough to use that speed against you. But tonight you're going to cross the line first, walk away with the checkered flag. So before we let you sip the champagne and enjoy the rest of your evening, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I got to give props to my race tires, Canadi tires, GBC Power Sports tires. Got to say what's up to Western Grinding. Turn 3 for broadcasting. Also got to give it up to the Worn Out Racers, of course, and Turkey Unlimited. And I'm bummed though, because corporate heads there at Vagisil decided to drop my sponsorship. A little bummed about that, but shit happens.
It sure does. Maybe you can pick up Preparation H.
That would be incredible. Thank you. You got a contact for me?
Negative, Batman. Well, my man, from the Bang Bang Skeet Victory Lane, congratulations on your checkered flag performance, PC, and we'll try to catch up with you next week at Above the Border. Until then, as always, stay safe, keep it fast.
Bang, bang.
And there it is, final few words from Victory Lane, the man behind the wheel of his 94 Scuderia Ferrari machine. BC will take the checkered flag here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. What a race, what a run right there at the end. Battles for the top spot in the checkered flag. Man, what a run here tonight. Next week, we will crown a GT3 champion. We'll see if Kevin Santana can wrap things up on that championship quest and walk away with 2 out of the 3 mini-season trophies. We'll figure out how it all goes down next week at the Canadian Motorsports Tire Park. But producers hitting those buttons, it's time for us to run down your unofficial race results from Barber Motorsports Park. Walking away with the top spot, checkered flag in hand, and his Ferrari BC will sit in victory lane. The 49 of Ethan Wilson will walk away with the pole position, the most laps led, but the 49 will fall back to second. Johan Wilson in the 44 BMW Alta machine will walk away as the final driver on the podium here tonight in the Alabama Grand Prix. Back in fourth, the 29 of Sheldon Stingray, followed by the 666 of Kevin Santana, rounding out your top 5. Dean Miller back in 6th with Todd in the 52, coming home in 7th. 8th place tonight belongs to Bender with Jeff Spotswood finishing out your top 9. And Raymond Causey's going to slide home in 10th. 69 of Mark Axelson. Sharky gonna take the fastest lap of the race here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park, and Axelson will finish in 11th. Richard Vanderhave right there in 12th. Good run there for Vanderhave, picking up 3 positions from where he qualified. 12th place will belong to the Double O. The 420 machine of James Schultz will slide home in 13th, 14th tonight to David Tamara with Ice Bags back in 15th. Finishing out the 16 car field here tonight will be the 113 of Paul Dillon. And that's going to do it. That's going to be it for us here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching tonight's Alabama Grand Prix if you haven't already. As always, join us in that push to 3,000. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So as we get ready to head off into the sunset, we'll roll up the cords and cut off the lights. We'll meet you at Canadian Tire Motorsports Tire Park. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.